Alright, this is Jesus Christ, and in this tutorial, first off, I just want to say thank you for coming to this tutorial, and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to go about demonstrating how to set up SFML 3.0 in Codeblocks. This SFML 3.0 in Codeblocks. Okay, so first things first, what we're going to need to do, we're going to need to download a lot of stuff. We're going to need to download maybe like four or five different things. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do, you want to go to SFML, and you want to go to download, and you want to go to the latest stable version, which is SFML 3.0. Okay, you're going to need to download two things on this page, depending on what version you want to work with. We're going to work with 32-bit, so you need to download the compiler, which you can download here. WinLibs UCRT 14.2, 32-bit. So you need to download that. You need to go down here to GCC 14.2 MinGWDW2 UCRT, and you need to download that. Okay, and these are both 32 bits. Okay, so the compiler needs to match the 32-bit version of SFML. Okay, this is SFML. This is the compiler. This is SFML. This is the compiler that you need to download. Okay, if you don't download the compiler, it's not going to work. So you need to download both of these. Okay, so we're going to wait for these to download, and you also need to download 7-zip, and you need to download WinRAR or some type of application where you can uncompress or decompress your files. Okay, so I already have these installed. If you don't know how to use these, look up a tutorial on how to use these and download them. Okay, now I tried to decompress these files with WinRAR and I had a diagnostic error. So I went and tried to decompress it with 7-zip, and 7-zip worked. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate decompressing them with both to show you that I had an issue with WinRAR and that 7-zip works perfectly fine for me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. Okay, let's go ahead and get that out of here. Again, I already have those installed, so I'm not going to download. I'm not going to demonstrate how to download and install WinRAR or 7-zip. You should already have a decompressor installed on your computer. If you don't, then I recommend you use those two. And I don't know what to say. Just go ahead and download them. If you don't know how to use them, look up a tutorial on it. Okay, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and find our two downloads that we downloaded. We downloaded the WinLibs 32-bit, and we downloaded the GCC 32-bit, and it says it's 32-bit right here. Okay, so everything on this side is 32-bit. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open those folders right there. SFML 3.0, and we want the WinLibs. Okay, so I'll just call this the compiler. It says WinLibs I686 POSIX DORF. Okay, so this is the compiler right here. I'm just going to change the name of that to compiler. I'll change the SFML 3 compiler. And I'm going to do the SFML 3.0 Windows. Okay, so this is SFML 3.0. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and decompress these. I'm going to first show you that if you want to use WinRAR, that's going to give me a diagnostic error, and then we're going to go ahead and try 7-zip. You see it gives me this diagnostic message error right here. So that's not working so well for me. So we'll just go ahead and close that. and we'll use 7-zip for this. And we'll extract files here. And it says up here min.gw. We'll name it SFML3 compiler. Okay, and we also want our SFML3, which is this right here. Okay, so we're also going to extract that here. File, extract files here. Okay, so now that we both have these, we have these extracted, we're going to go ahead and delete these because we won't need them anymore. And these are the two files that we want to have and work with. Okay, and again, I showed you where you could get those from. This is a compiler that you need, and this is SFML 3.0 itself. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and start up a folder. I'm going to call it SFML3. Okay, and this is where we're going to set up our Codeblocks project. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up our Codeblocks. We're going to create a new project. Now you could click on this right here, SFML project, but it's not really up to date. It only goes up to SFML 2.0. So we'll go back, we'll cancel, and we'll go to create new project. We'll go to console application. We'll click next. We want this in C++, not C. We want this in C++. Click next. We'll call it SFML3. And where do we want to save this? We want to save this to our SFML3 folder on our desktop. So we'll click on the SFML3 folder and we'll select folder right there. We'll click the select folder button and then we'll click next. We'll make sure both of those are checked for debug and release, GNU GCC compiler, and we'll click finish. We'll double click on our sources folder and double click our main.cpp. I'll zoom in a little bit because I wear glasses. And what we want to do, we want to run a build. Make sure we get a blue text down there. Okay, so that's our setup for our SFML3. So we're going to go ahead in our folder right here. We're going to go in our SFML3 folder, and we're going to create a folder. And I'm going to first what we want to do, we just want to go and get all our SFML3 related stuff, our content, which is the SFML3 compiler and the SFML 3.0. We'll select both of those from our download folder and we'll go ahead and drag it in there. And we'll create a new folder and we'll call it IncLib. I'll call it IncLib _lib. And in those two folders, we're going to, in that folder, we're going to create two more folders, and we'll call one include. We'll call one lib. And what we want to do now, we want to set those folders up to be read by our by our Codeblocks, but we'll do that later. This is our compiler. This is our SFML 3.0. Alright, so we want our Codeblocks to read those include and lib folders right there. So we'll go ahead and click we will right click on the SFML3 and go to build options, SFML3, and we will go to compiler. We'll click on our search directories, click on compiler tab, click add, click the little blue folder right there, click on your inc, and we want to link our include folder like so, and click select folder. I click yes, click OK, and then we want to do the same thing for linker, but we want to do our linker for our lib. Okay, we want to add, click the blue folder icon, go to our inklib folder, click on our lib, select folder, keep this as a relative path. I click yes, I click OK. I'm going to click on that, our SFML at the tippy top. Click on your compiler settings and go to defines, and you want to type SFML_static in all caps. Okay, now let's go back to our linker settings right here. And what we're going to do, we're going to type the things up for our release link libraries. We're going to go make sure you're in your linker settings. In the link libraries, you want to click add, and you want to type in SFML window. Click OK. You want to click add again, and you want to type in SFML system. It's SFML -system. I'm going to hit enter. You want to click add. You want to type in SFML graphics. Click OK. You want to click add. And you want to type in SFML network and press enter. You want to click add, and you want to type in SFML audio and click enter or press enter. Okay, now you want to make sure you have everything set up in your little top SFML3 right there. You want to click on the compiler settings, go to defines, make sure you have SFML static, your linker settings, make sure all of these are typed in right there. And for your search directories, you want to make sure you have your lib and your include set up, and you want all of this for your SFML3 at the top. Okay, so now we want to go down to debug. You want to click yes right here when you see this window. Go down to debug, and you want to kind of do the same thing in your linker settings tab, your link libraries, but you want to add the -D. SFML window D. D stands for debug. SFML system -D. SFML graphics -D. SFML network -D. and SFML audio -D. And what we want to do now, we want to go down to release and do the same thing. I'm going to click yes when you see this window. For release, we're going to do the same thing that we did for the SFML3 up here. No D. So we're going to add. We'll do Windows System, Graphics, Network, and Audio. Like so. Okay, so now we have it all set up. You want to click yes, and you click on debug. You know, just go through and check everything out. Make sure you have your SFML static, link your settings with your Windows System, Graphic, Network, Audio, and for your search directories, make sure you compile your include and your lib is linked up like so correctly. Okay, so now we want to click OK, We're going to find out what it's asking for. We're going to first run and check to see if we get a blue text down here. It's asking for SFML window. This is the text for the hello world. So okay, so what we want to do, we want to go to our website, and we want to get the text that we need to test our SFML to see if it works correctly. Okay, so you want to go to the SFML website, and you want to go to tutorials. You want to go to SFML 3.0, and you want to click on SFML 3.0, and you want to go to SFML and Codeblocks. Click on that, and then you scroll all the way down till you see the green circle down here, and you're going to see this text right here. You want to copy and paste that text. Click on this little button right here. You're going to see that copy to clipboard. And we're going to paste it inside of our Codeblocks here. We're going to run a rebuild to see what it's asking for. It's asking for SFML graphics. Okay, so it doesn't know where the SFML is, or actually it does know where your include folder is because we linked it up, but it's not in there because we didn't put it in there yet. Okay, so first what we want to do, we want to go to the first I'm sorry, let's go ahead and set up our compiler first. Okay, so we go to settings, and our compiler we put inside of our SFML3 folder. So we'll go to settings, compiler. We'll copy and paste the path of our Codeblocks project, like so, because that's where we put our compiler. Toolchain executables. Click on the three dots right there. Hey, you want to give it the path. That's where you put your compiler at. I'm sorry, and go back and click on SFML3 compiler. Select folder. Okay, if you don't have the correct compiler, it should be 32-bit compiler because we downloaded 32-bit SFML. Okay, so it needs to be SFML3 compiler 32-bit. If it's not this compiler, it's not going to work. Okay, it needs to be a matching compiler. Okay, SFML3, SFML3, SFML3 compiler. Okay, auto detector. We'll click OK. We'll run a rebuild and check, see what it's asking for. It's asked for include SFML graphics. Okay, and this is our SFML right here. Okay, so this is our include. We're going to go ahead and copy and paste that. Copy, and inside the include you can see the SFML. Okay, so we want that SFML inside of our include folder right there. Okay, so we'll go to inc lib paste. You can see you're in there. It's SFML folder is not in there right now. So, okay, so we'll go back and we'll paste it. And now you can see the SFML is in there. Okay, so we run a rebuild. And it's not asked for it anymore. You got these little errors down here. And we're going to go ahead and fix that. SFML window, no such file directory. It's talking about this render window right here. It's not seeing that. It's not seeing system. It's not seeing graphics. Okay, it's looking for all the Windows system, graphics, network, and audio. Okay, so it's looking for all that. Okay, though that's in relation to the library. Okay, so now we put the library files in the lib folder. Okay, so we'll go back. We'll go back to our SFML3, and we'll go to our lib. We'll copy and paste that also. Copy. We'll go to our inc lib, go in our libs, and we see that there's nothing there. We'll go back and paste it, and you see that all the files are there now. Okay, we'll run another rebuild to check to see if it sees it all. Okay, so now we're getting the blue. Okay, so blue is good. So we're going to go ahead and run a build and run now. And we're getting this program cannot start because SFML Graphics 3 DLL is missing. Okay, so we need the DLL files. And we put those in the bin in the debug. Okay, this is where your exe is right here. Okay, so where do we get those DLL files from? We get those from the SFML3. Of course, we go in the bin. We can highlight all of these. copy them, and you go in our bin folder and debug, and you paste all of them in there. We'll run another rebuild. You should get the blue text again, and you do a build and run, and you should get your green circle here. Sorry, not blue, but green. And that's it. That's how you set up your SFML 3.0. And thanks for watching. Happy programming, happy building.